everybody. I am here today to create my index card a day for day 53. I have a card here that I put down a map, stitched around it with the top stitches orange, and the bottom bobbin is pink. So what I want to do first is to put down some masking tape. I have several different widths of masking tape, and this is just the one I chose for tonight. So I'm going to put it down at the bottom, which is what I normally do. I've got my tea bag here, which I'm going to put down with some matte medium. I think that's enough. Flip it over and put it down and put some on top. I mean, it's so thin, it actually pretty much seeps through. So it's down well. I've got a piece of text paper, which I'm not sure. I may try to do it with a glue stick, but I'm not sure if that's going to work, because it's fairly brittle. It's an old book that I got from House of Books. I've mentioned them several times. I tend to shop with them for unusual things. I've gotten a couple of ledgers from them and those book parts that I told you, that I showed you. I've got one of those out tonight too. Okay, well that seemed to have worked okay. Hopefully it'll stick down. I'm going to turn it sideways, put it down, put the top back on this. Well, I may try to put this down with it. This is a piece of, a part of a book, and I was undecided which side I wanted to show, but I think I'm going to put this other one, this side down. Hopefully that'll stick. Put the top back on this. The next thing I want to do is I've got this stamp which you've seen me use a few times. It's got letters and numbers and dashes and a lot of different things. So I'm just going to use this and stamp a couple of times, maybe 3. This is my odd number. Put this in water. The next thing I want to do is I want to put down this piece of, this is the drywall tape that's made out of fiberglass. And I'm going to put that down right here. And then I'm going to put down some Liquitex Basic, whoops, upside down, liquid, and it's titanium white. I'm just going to get a bit of it on my palette knife and take it over top of this drywall tape. Kind of over top of that, over top of the book binding part. Okay, I think that's all of that. I'm gonna look for some threads to put down with my word for today, which happens to be joy. Yesterday was happy. Today is joy. And those are two very different words. You can choose to be joyful even in the midst of bad things. Happiness kind of comes as circumstances. So I've got that thread down. Before I put the word down, I think I'm going to put down my Dina Wakley washi tape, which I chose a green because of the green in this, and then there's some blue and green in my stitchy bit. I'll put down another piece. I'm not sure how well that's going to hold down, but we're going to try it out. So now I have, the only thing I have left to do is to put down my stitchy bit. I'm going to put it down with some Fabri-Tac. I use a lot of the same products every day, and I try to add something every once in a while, so you see something a little different, but I don't always do that. There's my little joy. Hold it down. Those are the threads from my sewing it on the sewing machine, and there's some more threads, and I ripped the fabric, that's why it's frayed around the edges. I ripped the canvas, and that also is frayed. I did one day demonstrate how I made these, but I sewed it by hand because I cannot get to my sewing machine and film at the same time. I don't have a setup for that yet. So maybe I'll do some splatters, some coffee splatters, because it seems rather plain. Find a brush that's big enough to make a decent splatter. Okay, put that in some water, and I think that's it for today. So I hope you're joyful. Sometimes you have to choose joy in the midst of your circumstances. And I want to thank you for joining me.